So I'm going to share with you some of my items that sold fairly recently for $19.99 or more. So hopefully this will give you a tip on why maybe you should pick up these type of items if you see them out in a thrift store yard. Now they're going to be in no particular order. These sold the same day I listed them, I'm pretty sure, if not the next day. They sold for $26.99, and I think that these sold so quick because they were a multi-pack. All of my items, customer pays shipping. So this vintage sterling silver bracelet sold for $44.99. All my jewelry, I pay less than $1, 30 cents, 50 cents, a dime, a quarter. These Berkshire stockings, now these were a lot of 5. They sold for $39.99. And these Noli workout pants, these sold for $24.99, and I got them for free. These vintage Jasmine heels, I had quite a few watchers on these heels. These were vintage, probably from the 80s, maybe 90s. These sold for $34.99. This vintage sunflower apron, I had this listed a while, probably over a year, $19.99. These vintage legs pantyhose, these sold for $19.99. $5 for the whole bag. And it is filled with stockings. Filled. 10 karat gold garnet ring. I had this listed at $54.99. I had somebody watching it. I sent them an offer of $49.99. It sold right away. And this was, I listed as scrap. It was missing a garnet. This vintage alphabet butterfly picture. This was so odd. This was either the day before or 2 days before, but I actually think it was the day before it sold. I was looking up the artist. I thought, why didn't this picture sell yet? I had this listed for a while, either a year or more. This picture, the alphabet and the numbers of the alphabet and the numbers were actual kinds of the numbers in real butterfly wings. This picture finally sold. It was either the day before or 2 days before. I looked up the artist for whatever reason and sold for $124.99. Such a cool picture. These Hollister flip-flops, each sold to the same buyer for $19.99 for a total of $39.98. This vintage Vanity Fair nightgown, this took a while to sell, probably over a year, sold for $24.99. Vintage Sweet Intimate slip, this sold for $19.99. This was a half slip. I really recommend, if you see these vintage Coca-Cola bears, I know they're out in use. I know I come across them a lot. This is probably my third one I sold. This sold for $19.99. This one did still have the tag, and it was $19.96. Vintage two-tone clip-on earrings. They had a panther on them. These sold for $24.99. I knew they would sell. They were different. They were well-made earrings. Lot of crafts, seed beads, jewelry making supplies. Got these in jewelry lot box. Pennies on the dollar. This lot sold for $25.99. I had no use for them. Knickerbocker plush. This sold for $27. I took a best offer. I think I had it at $34 or something like that. This vintage shot glass. This was a little glass boot. This sold for $19.99. Stainless steel, kind of heavy necklace. This sold for $24.99. Vintage Conair curling iron. This vintage Conair curling iron. I mentioned about picking up these curling irons. They sell pretty good. This one sold for $24.99. Probably paid about $3 for that, if that. This vintage nativity mold, I got this for free. This sold for $39.99, and it's not even Christmas. Vintage Olympic medallion, this sold for $70. This was in a jewelry lot. Less than $1. And already, please like, please subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Take care.